Okay, so I'm back. Let's see where we left. Okay, so we're gonna go up to level 5 and let's close this over here. We are going to use clay tubes or clay, doesn't matter at this point. I'm going to be stroking on the way the pattern of the muscle should be, of the striation of the muscle. Flow, if you may, if you wish. Take this back right over here. It comes, starts attaching from the clavicle. Soften it. Smooth it. Clavicle again, we need to reestablish it. Goes forward, up, and like this. Pit of the neck, right over here. Got to get this sternocleidomastoid going, and it's got two. It's in two heads. One right over here, one over here. The trapezius attaches to the clavicle. That's from the back of the head. And it goes, and it also attaches to, it's right over here, doing it correctly. And it also attaches to the spine. Not like that. It's got a bulge right over here. It's really strong in this area. Smooth it out. And it's going to the line of the scapula, which is right over here. So it attaches to the clavicle and on top of the, and also to the scapula. On this side, let me make that little dent right over there. There you go. And it goes from here all the way to the middle of the back. There you go. That's looking good. closer. It's literally this. It's got to be. And we need the belly of the muscle to be right over here. Actually, it starts to go in this direction as soon as it hits this area. Strong here too. It's sort of flat right over here. The ridge of the scapula is. The spine of the scapula, I'm sorry. It is a ridge. Again, this is the clavicle. You have to always have to reestablishing it. That's looking good. Now we're going to have the rhomboids right over here. Let me create a mask. Rhomboids. They go underneath it, but they kind of pop through. And the infraspinatus. Infraspinatus right over there. And just a little bit over here, we are going to have the actual teres minor. And if we do this, we are going to have, oh come on, the teres major. Teres major. Those ones attached to the humerus, both the minor and the teres major. Let's make these rhomboids obvious. And right in here we're gonna do this, and here comes our, let me make this like this, and this is going to be the lats. They start from here, they go up, actually take that back, they go this way because they come attached from the spine, and they'll fan out, or fan in should I say, into a tendon right under the arm. I have to create, oops, no, with Control and Option you can delete the mask. Create this mask right over here. I'm going to take the arms out so I can really do this. So they're out of the way. And under visibility, I'm going to shrink it. Let's see until there's none left. There you go. I think that's good. You're going to attach under the arm. Now we have better form. On the back, Got all the muscles that are necessary. Let's do this right over here. Oops, no, we don't want that. Why is it doing that? Okay, well, let's take this out then. Okay, and here we're going to do more pecs. And I already did them, but I want them stronger, more evident. Now, just so you guys know, the pec line goes like this, like this, like this, like this, and they actually attach to a lower point, and this is attached to a middle part over here, and the bottom ones actually attach to a higher portion of the tendon. So they kind of like twist in a way. We are going to create this radius, which they usually go, and that's it. You're going to create one, and they're supposed to go all underneath these muscles, so they just show up from underneath. There's two. So only these top ones are obvious. All the other ones go underneath. Let's see, does that look good? I want to make more, because this is usually a thicker muscle. You just have to understand that the serratus anterior, it's all underneath. It goes underneath the scapula, so it takes all of this space like this. It just goes underneath the lats, and the lats are actually a thinner muscle, but obviously you're going to be able to see a division right over here, like, you know, they're overlapping each other. And the serratus anterior, they fan out eventually. Just, you can't see them. You can't see the tips of them. They look like digits coming from underneath the figure. So in a way, hold on. Alright, we can do this. We can push them in, as they're not as. There should be some. There you go. Okay, let's move on. Front. Whoop. No, we don't want to do that. We want to do this. You should be able to see. I want to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and just a tiny little bit of 5. These ones are not as obvious, but they are going to be the obliques, and they go forward. Actually, let me see if that's correct. They may need to be going a little bit further. And let's clean this up, the selection. Okay. That's too much strength. Oblique, oblique. They go like this. Oblique, 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 oblique. And really strong guys, this Serratus Interiors is really evident. Okay. We have a little bit, one right over here. And I have the rectus abdominis. Actually, it's got 8 muscles, or 8 separate ones. Usually this one is not noticeable unless it's a very, very muscular figure. There's an indentation right over here, usually, where the sternum goes, the end of the sternum. And it goes over because the actual rib cage goes right over here. It goes over the rib cage. So let me reestablish this, guys. The obliques. And here we go with the first set of. Then we got another set. This guy actually is right over here. We got the next set right over here. Maybe not as wide. That's the next set. Then we got this other set right over here. Then we have the bottom ones. Which tend to just, the belly of this muscle is right up here. And it tends to fade in. Yep, there you go. Right here we're going to have the flank. I'm going to make a mark with them standard. This guy's go right over here. But like I said, these ones are usually, on most people, are not noticeable. The only noticeable ones are this 6 right over here, you know, the 6-pack. But these ones still exist, so can't forget about them. This one's kind of like just fade in. Now we're going to have the flank. Let's see how it looks so far. Flank pad. And this one creates sort of a bulge right over here. Because it it connects. It's insertion. The origin is right over here, right behind the latissimus dorsi. It's behind it. It goes like this. It's part of the serratus. It goes right over here. And it forms part of all of the obliques. And it inserts on the iliac crest. This direction. Let's give it a little stronger one. So just fill that muscle in there in the belly of the muscle. There you go. Definitely don't have enough geometry to create that. I almost want to put a little bit more, make them a little wider. Just not by much. Can't be too wide. There you go. A little softening. That looks very good. Now we have the iliac crest right over here, just like I mentioned it before. The muscle comes like this, the gluteus medius. It attaches. The iliac crest is right over here. It goes like this. It's not something that I'm just doing this so you can see where it should be. Right over here. A lot of this tendon goes like this. It's not obvious and it's not evident on the figure. The bone is though. So dip this just a bit. This is too strong. This should be more evident. Back, step down on. Yep, that's good. See. Yep, it's good. Okay. Go back up. And this muscle is going to go attach right over here, 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 here. Sort of fold and attaches. Here's the gluteus medius. Have to get the tensor fascia lata. It's evident right over here. It's got the belly of that muscle right over here, tensor fascia lata. Let's smooth this out. That is nicely done. This is a tensor, and it grabs the actual media, the gluteus maximus, along with the fascia lata, the tensor fascia lata, actually grabs the. It looks like as if it was grabbing this area of the gluteus medius, like cupping it almost. Here's where the trochanter is. The trochanter. Very important to keep in mind. Now this is tendon right over here. This all these two things. This one right over here and this one right over here. They unite into this very strong tendon. That attaches, goes right over here. Goes right along the side of the leg. Goes right on top of the actual vastus lateralis. It's lateralis, whichever point is. That is good form right there. I am going to do a selection right over here. And I am going to shape up the vastus lateralis. This muscle goes. This is actually, like I said, it's underneath that fascia lata. The tensor of the fascia lata, which is right above it. So let's do that. And the belly of this muscle. Let me take this back. I'm going to do this too. Okay. Rectus femoris. Goes right over here. Comes attached from this point on the crest, on the iliac crest, superior anterior iliac crest. It actually tucks underneath all of these guys, so in reality we have a fossa right over there. So it's more important to mark that. Soften this a little too strong. Oops, that's too much. going a little crazy there. That is for the sartorius muscle, which is the muscle that allows you to cross your legs, actually. Believe it or not. I'm going to create a little bit of a teardrop shape right over here. And with clay tubes. And this muscle comes like this. Actually comes from up here. So theoretically it goes underneath the sartorius. That muscle, the belly of that muscle is right where it attaches. Again, it's a teardrop shape. There you go. Let me mark a little bit of the scapula right over here. This has got a division right there. Right up here. We had already done some markings right there for the hamstrings, the bicep femoris. It goes down, goes from underneath all the gluteus. Just like that. And this is the semimembranosus. It goes like that. And right over here is the semitendinosus. And the adductor magnus and the gracilis, which come underneath. I've already worked on these guys, so these guys are pretty much defined. No need to keep working on them. Maybe again the soleus right over here. Just to make some striations right there. So it comes right over here. It's on both sides. It's just they attach differently. But the soleus, it comes behind this tendon, between the bones and the tendon. See how this guy is shaping up. Oh, we have neglected those feet, so we got to go back to those guys soon. But I think so far we're doing good. Not liking the shape of this tensor fasciae lata. It's more of a teardrop shape also. And the actual tendon attaching to it is not as obvious as in this case. So teardrop shape, like that. The belly of the muscle right at the bottom. That's the shape of it, literally. Let me soften that a little bit. The fossa, it's there. also have a faucet right over here. And one right over here. Those are important landmarks. Oops. It's looking good so far. Make this. By hitting 1, you repeat that last stroke, just so you guys know. So remember, by hitting the number 1, that will repeat the last stroke. And if you click and hold and select Shift, afterwards you're going to be able to create straight lines. Obviously not before, because if you hit Shift while you're doing this, then you're going to be doing this as softening. Sometimes those lines just need a very, very light touch, very soft touch. I'm going to go down a little bit more because his butt got erased, literally. You don't want to give him a girl's butt either, but there's got to be some bulge in there. Let's see. There you go. Much better. Although, you got to keep in mind that this has to be somewhat flat. Can't be completely round. So let me flatten it up a little bit because it's got too much roundness. There you go, just a tad. That is perfect. Right up here. And again, these are just very subtle gradations of the form. Should be a plane right there. How to establish those planes. Very important. Right there, right there. And we can pull it up a little bit more. But actually flatten it. There you go. That's how it's supposed to look. And the side is supposed to be flat. Pull that guy out because the gluteus medius got to be evident. And the belly of that muscle is actually right over here. It just kind of oops, wrong brush. Got to take away from it right over here because there's that fossa. Belly of that muscle is right up here. There you go. I keep reestablishing planes and volume where I think it should have more. Can't forget that this is where the trochanter is, so there's a little bit of volume there. It's not a complete fossa, not a complete dip. Standard. Actually, this is this way. Okay, that looks good. A lot of these muscles come from over here. And there's some definite lines of separation. Shift D to make this a little bit smoother. Okay, so far this looks good. Done a good job on pretty much the entire body. I'd like to establish some planes. There, there. Because it does have some bulging. And again, usually this would be better. Once you're done with a figure, you can actually introduce some asymmetry. It would look a lot better if it's not symmetrical. So, but for now, we can give it some regular symmetry. Too much strength sometimes, I swear. Just need a little bit. Okay. Want to establish I want to bring this out. Let's see. It is the belly of this muscle of the pectoralis is right over here. Belly, when I mean by belly, is the thickest part of the muscle. It's in that area. And establish some obviously that's not natural, but what I'm doing is establishing flat planes. Which help indicate how the figure should look. There you go. We're softening. Standard. I am going to go for a low intensity and a higher draw size to create soft transitions on those planes. Again, these guys look like digits. Always keep that in mind. And the interlace. Serratus interlaces with the obliques. You can see by doing this you really start looking at the shapes as shapes, not just as little bulbous things going in there. And actually click on it, shift, and it will give you that straight line. Now from here it should be Alt to create a sub, because it's supposed to be a line, because you can see your spine right over there. Your 7th vertebrae should be somewhere over here, and that is a landmark. You need to be aware of that. Whoops. It's always there. Let's see, I'm going to make it a little bigger again, and with C sub, I'm going to lower it. We will soften this later when we start really creating all the shapes in it, such. Start establishing some of the lines here in the head. So let me get the scapulas looking sharp right here. Now obviously once you know how to do this is not necessary to do. I'm just showing you this so you guys understand about planes and what's supposed to be looking, what direction, how Yeah, that's pretty much the only reason why I'm doing this. Otherwise I would just go ahead and just straight out do it without the planes. But this is just so you guys can understand the structure of each muscle. There we go. I am going to take a little break, you guys. Okay, so I'm back. Let's see. So we were working on the head. And what we want to create is something to this effect. There you go. Have this. And we can flatten and polish it, or actually polish it. That's good. There you go. And a flat plane right over here. Ooh, that's too much strength. Let's take some of that away. We actually create with the dim standard. There you go. And now with the H polish. That's much better. I think that's good. Now I am going to create a little bit of a right there. Let me see, the eyes should be right over here in the middle. Let me bring back my that head needs to grow a little bit more, so Shift D. Let's bring him up. Guess it's gotten quite small. Okay, D. Okay, so the eye should be right in the middle, and that's where the ear should be growing from, and it should go down to the nose, which should be over here. So we need to take a little bit out, a little bit higher. There you go. That's good. All right. And all I'm gonna do, put solo again. And actually it goes back a little more, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, let me do this again. Oops, too much. I have to reestablish this because I went too far. The jaw doesn't go that far. Well, okay. And let's go with the dim standard. Actually, let me go down in intensity and drawn size. There you go. Now up in size again and down in intensity. Okay. So now we are going to push it out. Could actually do it by doing the rotation right over here. Let's do this from this angle and pop it up like that. Let's see. Very good. Or I don't like it. I can do it just with a brush. Damn standard. Pull it up, out. Go. At least we have an indication of them. Okay, that looks good that way. Going to bring this out a little bit more. Oop, nope. Clay. Yep, that looks good. And let's reestablish this planes. Now I'm going to bring this down a little bit in intensity. The inguinal ligament, it's a little round right over there like this. It creates a furrow, especially noticeable in guys, very cut guys. And low intensity. Oops. Width sub. Actually, do this right over here. Alright, I think we're done with the body so far. I think this is good for now. It's good. Whoa. There you go. Let's go through the feet. We're pretty dense on those toes, so gotta go down, but a little bit up right here to create the like I said. Going right over here. It's a lot lower. The one inside is higher. Here's the indication of it. I have to create the fossas there for the Achilles tendon. Oops, too much. Try to make those pinches disappear. Give some thickness to these heels. I think we need to give some girth to these feet. They're too wonky right now. Too long, in my opinion. Actually, let me see. Sometimes they seem fine, sometimes they seem a little too long. It's, I guess, depends on the angle. I'm just smoothing this out. This one is sideways usually. Damn standard. And pull it out like this. Push this in. Okay, I think I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here. This is not the time to be doing this. But anyway, I'm doing some demarcations there to indicate it. This one's usually sideways. this all will get erased eventually. It's just, that's why I'm just saying that I'm getting ahead of myself. But and by the way, you guys, Deborah DeLuca is in the mix, putting the music for this. Truly did not like how this toad turned out. Now it's all folding on itself. See how difficult it is to take or smooth anything out once it's also so subdivided. It's just very hard to smooth it out. This one's almost, it just goes down. It's almost like it faces towards the front. Tubes. Oops. Nah, that is wrong. I know you guys are thinking, well, he's erasing everything he's doing. It's like, yes, I am, but at the same time, no, I'm not. A lot of that stuff stays behind. Remember, these are all very subtle changes in relief on the skin, and that's what we want. We don't want super strong features. They'll just like be glaring. It's all subtleties here. And constantly smoothing allows you to get that effect. So I am going to go and do this so I can just work on the feet. It seems to me like they need to be way bigger. I mean wider. And this guy, his feet are just way too thin. I do that so I don't, by mistake, make the ankles bigger, because I don't need to make them bigger. Let's see. Is that much better? Seems like it. And let's do it with clay tubes. And let's see what standard. Standard works a little bit better in the situations. The C sub. pinch right there. Well, they look like they're inflated now. Actually, let me do this. And there you go. I think they're looking a lot better now. Topological. It's all about adjusting and readjusting and readjusting. That's the key here. Every angle you see something different, something new. So I just gotta step right over here, right where the tarsals attach. There you go. D. I don't know if we're already as high as we can be, but there you go. Maybe a little less, not so much. There you go. We need to make this tendon more obvious because it's always evident on the human form, human figure. That is a little bit better. Even a little bit more wouldn't hurt. Let's see. Yep. Now that's good. I make this obvious. Let's not do that. Yep. That's good. Another knuckle right there. And again, kind of like with the hands, this goes at an angle. There's more flesh underneath on the pads. See how difficult that is? Let's do this. Smooth it out at lowered. Don't like that. Okay, I think that'll do it for now. Whoa, that's not good. See, for how long do I have to go smoothing it out to actually smooth out when it's at a higher side division? And actually 4 is not even that high. This is when you start having to get into real strong smoothing. You have to put it at 100 to get anywhere. Okay, that's looking good. Inside, the bottom of the feet need to be worked on. So I'm going to go down. Smoothing down again. D. Let's see this side right over here. Too much. Feet are going to take you a long time, especially if you want to get them right. They're going to be very peculiar about their forms. You're really they're gonna test your patience. But once they're done, you'll be so proud of yourself because you accomplished it. They're looking good so far. They're starting to look pretty good. I like it. Just gonna need a little bit of girth right there. There you go. Much better. Shifty. This is more of a gradual, it's not such a change in plane like it looks there. Shifty. That looks good. Okay. That we kept with, yeah, there you go. From the ear, the shoulder, through the trochanter, to a little bit of in front of the ankle. So, good posture. We create a little bit of pinch right over here. We need to cure. Nice. And we can work on the arms now. Do a quick save right there. Let's see. What happened there? Obviously it was too strong. Let's do a clay tube just fine. I'm going to go down a little bit because it's a little too much subdivisions for what I'm looking for. Okay, let's start where we should start, which is right here, where your deltoid. Now the middle one, we're going to add most of the earth right there, a little bit of here on the side, and it goes like this. And the one in the front, oops, I'm sorry. You know what, I made this wrong. This is supposed to come from here. And then the front deltoid. Which tucks like that. Have to remember of the pectoralis major and how it tucks into the arm. Nice, like that. And I am going to bring the bicep in a little bit because it needs to be in a little bit. And tucked in. again in the direction of the muzzle. Maybe it was a bit too much. And the rear one. There you go. Okay, so now we're going to isolate the arm. Okay. Had to change the music there because it was over. And now we have another one. Okay, let's see. I'm going to use this to create the division between the bicep. Here comes the soleus, I mean not the soleus, the brachialis goes underneath it. And the tricep. The medial head of the tricep and the long head of the tricep. The medial goes right over here. And goes from here. Okay, it goes like this. Come on, work with me. And the lateral side, lateral head of the tricep. here. You know what? I gotta move this guy over here to the side. Goes a little too far forward that way. I have to create the cut here for actually a little bit lower than that. The cut for the brachioradialis, which goes from there, it goes underneath that muscle. There you go. Brachioradialis goes like this, emanates from there. Maybe I was a little too overzealous on this one. I need to correct this right over here. And there you go. NTM standard right over here. There you go. That's much better. Fossa for this. A lot of these muscles from the side of the arm come from the head of the radial. I think it's the ulna. I have sometimes trouble keeping this name in my head right over here. I think it's that one. There you go. Okay, there you go. And we have the lecrin on there. Okay. Much better. Some clay tubes right over here. And this one's got to be right on the top. It's got to be very obvious. And this one not so much, but it's got to be right there on the side. And use the damn standard. There's a faucet right there. It forms. All of these just form a really big, there are several muscles, but they all form a really big mass. You can't really see the definition between them. So it's just a big old mass. It actually forms kind of a belly. Let me go back so we can form that. It is somewhat like this. Get this a little bit more of this. Okay, and it just, especially in very muscular guys, you can tell that it's very pronounced because the tendons are all over here. This is all just the belly of the muscles. They'll come from the same area. This attachment right here. Let's see. Soften it. Yeah, and it just gradually turns into that. Okay, that's it. We go over here. There you go. That looks excellent. Let's go real quick here. The hand. For the thenar and the hypothenar muscles. A little bit of bulge. Okay, and the one's right over here. Let me go back on this. And I know not supposed to pull these ones out just yet. I'm gonna go ahead and start making some demarcations on them. We're gonna need way more definition on, more geometry to be able to pull it off correctly, but there they are. A little bit belly of a muscle right over here. Just flesh. All the way over here. to. You're gonna have to go Shift D on this. Move it in position. Come on. Sometimes ZBrush just does strange things. Like for example, oh come on, stop it. Hope you guys are enjoying the fast-paced music. So I was falling asleep. Actually, this seems to be, it needs to be a little higher. There you go. And you can all go move these guys up. Pushing this in, forming this bellies. Needs to be lower, obviously. Shift D. Whoa. Okay, easy there. This is a lot lower. It's right over here. Well, it just seems to me like this finger is too long. Either that or the pad is too short. Could be both. No, it is too long. I'm starting to realize that. And with W, oh come on. There you go. D. And let's bring this, make the demarcation. Okay, I think unless we do some more work here in the back, I think this should be it for you guys. This is exactly what I wanted to see for the homework, and I mean for the week, what we needed to finish. see, is this still on X? Yes, that's good. I don't want to be doing extra work later. Angle. I want to make marks for them. I am going to make this guy a little bit bigger, because he's just a little too scrawny. There you go. His knuckles, making sure that they're visible. Whoa, this knuckle is way too out of place. This guy needs to be up here. Okay. See how that looks. I need to get rid of that pinch right there. So with some clay. Shift D. Gotta have to soften those transitions, otherwise it just looks weird. It looks CG. And again, feet and hands are the ones that you're probably going to spend the most time on. Shift T. I want to move this because this is creating geometry that I don't want. There you go, much better. This one is supposed to go in. Sometimes it's better just to put your frame so you can see clearly what you're doing. But so far, I think we are good. Need a little bit more angle here. There you go. Yep, that's good like that. Bring that figure back up, and I think we are done. This is how it's supposed to look, you guys. This is where you guys should be done by now, and hopefully that's how it looks for all of you guys. If you guys need any help on anything, please let me know. If you guys need any sort of help with this, shoot me an email. Alright. So that'll do it for this class and for this tutorial. And hopefully next week we'll start on the head. Alright, goodbye guys.